I'm going to show you how I do the demo straight out of Joni's original Glamour Demo Guide, but I'm literally going to be showing you what I do on their hands. And honestly, I didn't really feel like putting on my makeup and looking super cute, so I'm only showing you with my hands, okay? So I always start with the cosmetics. And I actually got this little tweak from Tamara Lords, the adorable and brilliant leader who showed this twist on things not long ago. I had been using a bunch of spatulas and other applicators until then, but it's a lot easier to just keep these like little cheapies for doing this. So I have already, in the demo, I would have already done the welcome and intro. I start out by telling them about the product's skincare and the highlights about it before we ever get into the product. So I've covered, it only takes about 6 minutes, and I cover all of the basics about the things, and then this is where I'm switching to actually experiencing the products a little bit. And these are our absolute like basics, okay? So what I'm showing here is not what I would, it's not like the end all be all. This, I wanted to demonstrate what you would need to begin. And so you're looking at really like very few products, okay? You don't need a lot to get started doing these demos. And this, because I wanted to emphasize that, because the sooner you can get started doing this kind of hands-on cosmetics and skincare demo, the sooner you can start making a lot of money, because these are extremely lucrative, okay? So I start out, this is actually the wrong color. This is my color. Hold on. Let me grab. I always start with a color that is darker than most of the skin tones there on their hands, okay? Because I want them to be able to see it. And so having a light and a dark is great, because if I were doing the demo with some of my friends with darker complexions, I would want dewy or maybe even ivory, because what I want is I want for them to be able to see it show up. So say, all right, so you're already familiar with everything that I told you about our awesome cosmetics and skincare, and now you're gonna get a chance to experience it for yourselves. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to demonstrate how light and silky and amazing our foundation is. And if you recall from when I told you about it just a few minutes ago, remember that this is water resistant, and I say water resistant with a bit of a wink and a smile, because I mean, it's borderline waterproof. And next, this is our blush scents. And you guys, I'm using my old formula because that's what I have, and I'm gonna finish it out. And so I just tell them, I say the new formula is even better. Whoops, I started to not use this, sorry. And so what I do is I don't do a line of the blush scents on them. I actually put it on, and then I start to say, and you can definitely see that it is very concentrated, but that you can feather it out. And with a brush, of course, it's going to go on even better. So I wanted you to be able to see the actual color, and then I wanted you to see it as blush. And then next I want to show you, and of course I don't have it. One second, guys. Murphy's Law, right? You're gonna sit down to do a demo, and you're gonna forget something. All right. Now, onto our liners. This is my personal favorite, is Gilded. And these stay beautifully. And yes, I do have, of course, the Liner Sense application brushes that I could use. But if you have a liner that is never used as anything except for your demo one, you can just put it straight on. Same goes for your foundation and your blush. Like if these products are only used to demo on hands ever, then you don't have to even like mess with this stuff. So that's our liner. And then I always show, personally, I show Smoke Topaz Shimmer as the shadow. And the reason that I do that for them is because I want to show that it can be used as a liner and a shadow. And I always recommend to customers when they are starting out with Shadow Sense that if they're going to start, like if they need to start and begin with just one, that they do Smoke Topaz Shimmer, because it very easily can be a liner, a base color, and an accent color, simply by varying like how strong they have applied it. Obviously, they're not going to want to make do with that for forever, but the fact that they can is really super cool. And of course, I'm showing you something, but I would have only done the 2 stripes. The one solid and the one like lighter. So anyways, so there's the shadow. All right. Then of course, Lip Sense is our flagship product. And so they get a nice swath of that. Is it all super pretty? My watch is freaking out. No, of course not. But when they leave, this is a very eye-catching thing to have on their hand. So there's that. And oftentimes, if there are more than like 4 people there, I won't even bother to do all 3, because they know that after we're done with this, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do a Lip Sense on their lips. Now, what I do is I have cut back on the amount of time it takes to do this demo by not letting them all just choose a random color. When it was just Lip Sense, that was totally fine. But now it's kind of difficult, honestly, if we're using the time that way. And so instead, what I have them do is they all bring their favorite color and we color match that. That's the color they're going to want to try on. And then they get a few minutes to play with the actual colors. If they want to look for colors further, then we book them that kind of demo, like one-on-one or makeover or something. All right, here I've got a little towel, and you can use microfiber cloths from the 99-cent store. This is just a fluffy washcloth from Walmart. It's like $2 and it's wonderful. The first thing I do is I have them wipe their other hand. And when you're just starting out, just have one cleanser. And you know, as you're doing this, you're just telling them about it. You've covered the products in with an overview, but you're going, you know, you're just going to tell them things like, remind them that they're all formulated for sensitive skin. That's why we don't have like a sensitive skin one, that they're highly concentrated and a little goes a long, long way. The value is incredible, the 12-month money-back guarantee, and then, you know, the highlights of those products specifically. So I'll have them look at the little picture in the beauty book with this and talk about how, even though it's so gentle, it is buffing off so much dead and dry skin, and the botanicals, all of the amazing things that are in the skincare, the deep, deep, deep moisture, all of that. Have them take one corner of their cloth and wipe that off. All right, and then personally, next, I go around and I give each one of them a spritz of Climate Control, and I have them rub that in. And I explain how they'll want to use it on their face. I explain about the molecular weight and how they're going to want to always follow that up with something that's got a heavier molecular weight, a moisturizer or something. And then I go around and I give each person one drop of Nangai oil. I explain about the triglycerides and how it really gives your skin what it needs to heal itself, that our bodies are created and made to be restoring and rebuilding, and how much more efficiently we can do that when we have all of the building blocks that we need. They're already by this point marveling over how their hand feels. And then last but not least, we do the evening moisturizer, and how little that is just goes to reiterate to them and demonstrate how incredibly cost-effective these products are. And they rub that in, and they're already like just oohing and awing. Like people are literally feeling their hands going back and forth, and they're like, oh my gosh, I need this all over my face. I hear them say it over and over and over. People say that. And then if you have moved forward, that's like the basics. I would have people move forward, and next I would have you add probably the collagen night pack. This is my actual tester one. And you know, I always tell people, okay, I wanted you to experience that like as is before there's sparkles on it. But then I go around and I give each person a little bit of that collagen night pack. I'm like, okay, rub that in. I explain about marine-based collagen, Cineplex complex. So, you know, I let them know that's in there too. Of course, we've been talking about that the whole time. And then I have them reflect upon the fact that if they were to use this product every day for 4 months, that's how long this would last if they used it pretty heavily and they used it every day, which nobody really does, you know, it would be 71 cents a day. Realistically speaking, mine usually lasts me 6 to 9 months, depending on how lazy I am about applying it or how much I stick to it. I sell a lot of this now, regardless of the fact that it's an $85 product. They understand the value. We talk about how it combines with the evening moisturizer to actually create a buffer and a veil on their face, and they can feel it. They can feel how good that is. The next thing that I would have people add, surprisingly, is actually, then I pass around the hand cream. And I just say, okay, everybody, you know, take a little bit of that. That's actually too much, but you know, whatever. And they're rubbing the hand cream. I learned the hard way. I had somebody actually correct me, and she was so right. She's a realtor, so she understands sales. I used to mention that not everybody loves the fragrance, and she was like, Mel, what are you doing? Just have them feel it. If somebody notices the fragrance, they'll say something about it, but 90% of people actually love it. Don't assume because it's not like your jam that others won't love it. And the fact is somebody with dry hands does not care what it smells like, because dry hands are actually really hard to get rid of. Okay, let's look at setup and supplies. Cross your fingers, nobody busts in or starts screaming bloody murder or asks me to pet the cat. Let's just look at this. Okay, so here is our demo setup. This is my living room. We literally sit on my couches. I pass around the products. It's super low-key, nothing fancy. I don't do a bunch of extra things and drinks and snacks. Here's my little lip sense demo thing for at the very end when we try that on. And here is the very beginning cosmetics demoing setup. Not expensive at all. And when you're able to, add concealer in the Rollerball Trio. And then I would advise that you go to the SeneGence app and listen to the training on the parfums and go over quickly with your people the top note, heart note, and base note information. Here is our skincare beginning setup. Obviously, the climate control is my actual tester. We've added here hand cream, collagen night pack, and shea butter, and I work those into the demo at the end. And in case you hadn't already done it, definitely add the parfums when you're able to. You'd be shocked how much you will sell just passing those 3 around. And when you're able to, you can add the other cleansers and moisturizers and things. And on the next one, I've added the complete acne line into there. Obviously not the solutions. And here is the applicator holder from the back office. It's $9. I have like 4 of these, and a simple washcloth from Walmart. Those are your supplies. And then, you know, here's my little setup with my lip sense in there. You do not need a bunch of fancy stuff to start out with. You don't have to go spend hundreds of dollars to be able to demo and make thousands of dollars. You can begin with a few simple products, Joni's Glamour Demo Guide PDF from the back office, and by making phone calls and getting people to some location where you can simply get these products on them. This is so doable. You can totally do this. I have nothing but faith in you.